In Morocco, rescuers are racing against the clock to find survivors of the strongest earthquake to hit the country in more than a century. On Friday, a 6.8 earthquake hit just southwest of Marrakesh, killing more than 2,800 people and injuring another 2,500. Villages have been flattened, some survivors using their hands to dig through the rubble, hoping to find anyone trapped beneath the debris. Rescue teams from Spain, Britain, and Qatar are joining forces to help with recovery efforts. Joining us is Shamim Chowdhury, who is on the ground in Morocco. Shamim, what is the latest on the ground, and what are you hearing from those who are struggling to find survivors?
We have been speaking to a number of NGOs, charity workers, rescue workers, and they are telling us there are at least several, perhaps more, villages that have yet to receive any kind of help. And this is day 4 into the 4 days since the earthquake started. Now, we do know that relief has been reaching some of those areas. The Al Haouz province in Morocco, which is about 72 kilometers also southwest of Marrakesh, where we are, is one of the worst hit. Now, there has been a delay getting aid and getting assistance up to these very remote, very impoverished areas. One of the main reasons for that is because some of the roads were completely blocked as a result of the earthquake. They were either broken or there had been rock fills. We're told that most of them have been cleared now, but some villages can't be reached even now because not all the roads have been cleared. We're also being told by relief workers that there seems to be a lack of coordination. There are a lot of local charities, local NGOs working in those areas, and as of the past few days, some foreign workers have gone there as well, from Spain, from the UK, and from a couple of other countries. But the sense that we're getting is that there is still a very desperate need for everything, for tents, for food, for medical supplies, for basic necessities. In particular, the heavy equipment that is needed to remove concrete and to remove large boulders and to get inside the collapsed buildings. Now, the thing I've noticed in the few days that I've been here is that there hasn't been much by way of any official updates. The Moroccan government hasn't really been releasing press releases or making statements about how the rescue mission is going, how the survivors are coping, or anything about survivors who have been pulled out of the rubble. There's been no announcement on that at all. However, local people that we've been speaking to have been telling us that some survivors have been pulled out. It's very difficult to get this information when there seems to be a lack of coordination and a lack of information coming out to journalists and to people who have invested in what is a terrible disaster.
Shamim Chowdhury live for us this morning on the ground in Morocco. Shamim, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.